You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. India reiterated its support for an early and peaceful resolution of the conflict through dialogue and diplomacy. Highlighting India's stand at the UN Security Council open debate on the situation in West Asia, Permanent Representative of India to the United Nations P. Harish said that India is ready to do more for the Palestinian people while stressing upon immediate release of all hostages from the captivity of Hamas.
The people of Palestine are in dire need of humanitarian assistance. We have been calling for safe, timely and unimpeded humanitarian supply to the affected population. As we have repeatedly demonstrated in the past, India stands ready to do more for the Palestinian people. We are committed to carrying out human-centric projects for the people of Palestine in diverse sectors. Our thrust is on projects that have a tangible and lasting impact on the daily lives of the people. The terror attacks in Israel on 7th October were shocking, and they deserve our unequivocal condemnation. There can be no justification for terrorism and hostage-taking. India has a long-standing and uncompromising position against terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. At this juncture, I reiterate India's call for an immediate release of all hostages and a ceasefire.
And DD India correspondent Jessica Taneja joins us to give us more information, more inputs on this. Hi Jessica, given the current situation in West Asia, India has continued to reiterate resolving conflict through dialogue and diplomacy. Would you add something to it to provide a fuller picture?
Well, certainly this has been India's stance ever since the conflict began in West Asia about a year ago, 7th October, when Hamas attacked Israel and nearly 1,200 people were killed, including some of the hostages for whom the deals are being struck, but the negotiations are not falling in place to produce any effective results. And hence the conflict continues to simmer with Iran now in the picture, and the fears of wider spread of this conflict now getting, probably seeing the day of light, and imagining that this now goes on to continue for a really long time as it wasn't expected. But given the fact that the current situation, both in Lebanon and Gaza, where Israel has continued with its military operation, seems to suggest that this escalation would continue for a significant amount of time, and with Israel's limited strikes on Iran as well, it doesn't seem to die out that quickly.
Okay, Jessica, as the situation in West Asia deteriorates with no end in hostilities, what more can you tell us on this?
Well, both the sides quite recently, Israeli side, which had in fact struck Iran with missiles targeting their military facilities as well as their energy facilities. And to that extent, you heard the Iranian Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, who said that there will be a measured response to what Israel has done. And the more the shadow war comes out of in reality, the more difficult it gets for various individuals to comprehend as to how this would now further expand. And today, as we speak, the United States officials are also flying into Israel to find a possible solution if they can, especially when it comes to providing aid to the millions of Gazans who have been displaced and been struck by the war. Now, if you recall, very recently, Israeli parliament had passed two laws which would now further prevent the United Nations Relief and Work Agency to continue their work. So the situation could get grim in terms of the catastrophic humanitarian cost that has come with this war. But with India also, on the other hand, reiterating that there is no solution found on battlefield, it resonates from Eurasia towards West Asia as well. So given how dire the situation is, one will have to wait and see on how this pans out in the near future.
Definitely. Dialogue and diplomacy, these two are the only options, and solution cannot be found on the battlefield. This is what India is saying time and again. We leave it there. Thank you so much, Jessica.